Something's brewing inside Labour, and it's not unity. As Keir Starmer prepares to roll out his boldest move yet on immigration, whispers of rebellion are already echoing through Westminster's corridors. Allies are turning sceptics, critics are sharpening their knives, and with a high-stakes deal on the table and a foreign leader on his way to London, the real fight might not be across the Channel, it might be inside Starmer's own party. Let's break it down, but first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. We have released our new 0% Liberal t-shirts. You can find them at britishstand.com or go to the link in the description. Let's get back into today's video. Tensions are mounting in Westminster as Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer faces a fresh revolt from within his own ranks, this time over his highly controversial plan to curb illegal migration across the Channel. At the heart of the latest rebellion is a proposed one-in, one-out migrant deal with France, a plan that would see asylum seekers who arrive in the UK via small boats return to France within weeks, in exchange for Britain accepting an agreed number of asylum seekers directly from France. It's a political gamble designed to signal strength on illegal immigration, but it's already dividing opinion in Starmer's Labour Party, and fast. The deal is expected to be formally announced during a state visit from French President Emmanuel Macron this week. But even before the ink has dried, prominent Labour backbenchers are preparing to defy the Prime Minister, accusing him of betraying Labour's core values and peddling empty optics over genuine reform. One of the most vocal critics is former Shadow Defence Secretary Clive Lewis. The Norwich South MP slammed the proposal, saying it misses the core issue entirely. In a statement to The Telegraph, Lewis argued that the real solution lies in the creation of safe and legal routes for asylum seekers, not bartering humans between nations. On immigration and asylum, why don't we have safe routes? Lewis asked. There's no safe routes. If you want to stop the boats, establish safe routes. Labour should have a practical, humane policy. But any sense of a logical process that is based on human rights, basically what a Labour government would traditionally be expected to do, is now out of the window. Another Labour MP, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said bluntly, "Human traffickers are the scum of the earth, and the idea was to get them, but we don't seem to be doing too well on that front. I'm not convinced by this. It sounds like another gimmick that is doomed to fail." And it's not just the moral questions causing concern. A third senior Labour figure and former minister expressed alarm at how the deal might sit with the party's broader values, comparing it to recent debates around welfare reform. "I am very concerned by the one-in, one-out proposal," they said. "It's a bit like the debate we had last week about welfare and disability payments. It just doesn't really seem like a Labour thing to do. My view is that we should have more safe routes." According to this MP, Starmer's move to appear tougher on immigration, a strategy reportedly encouraged by Downing Street Chief of Staff Morgan McSweeney, is causing significant unease among Labour MPs, especially those with roots in the party's traditional social justice wing. There are a number of my colleagues, particularly those in red wall seats, who think being seen to be more conservative on immigration will help them win again next time, the MP admitted. But there are many of us who completely disagree with that shift. It's not what Labour should be doing. This internal division comes as new figures obtained by GB News show a sharp spike in small boat crossings since Starmer took office. In the 12 months since Labour came to power, over 44,000 migrants have crossed the Channel, a staggering 40% increase compared to Rishi Sunak's final year as Prime Minister. Of those, more than 20,600 have made the journey in 2025 alone, and we're only halfway through the year. Benches, a public increasingly anxious about border control, and new data laying bare the growing scale of the crisis, Starmer's leadership is now being tested on multiple fronts. And as he prepares to welcome Macron to Downing Street this week, one thing is clear: this migrant deal may not only define his stance on immigration, but it could also ignite the most serious internal rebellion of his premiership yet. In other news, Palestine Action is set to be banned after a High Court judge refused to temporarily block it, being designated as a terror group. The co-founder of the group, Huda Amouri, had requested the court to temporarily block Labour from banning the group as a terrorist organisation under the Terrorism Act 2000. MPs overwhelmingly voted in favour of Home Secretary Yvette Cooper's decision to prescribe the protest group under the Terrorism Act 2000, with the House of Lords backing the move. Now, the move is set to come into force at midnight after a High Court judge refused Amouri's bid for a temporary block. Justice Chamberlain said, "The interim relief sought here would suspend the effect of an order which the Secretary of State considers is required in the public interest, and which has been affirmed by both Houses of Parliament. In those circumstances, other things being equal, there is a strong reason to allow the Secretary of State to make the order in what she considers to be a lawful manner." He continued, "The prescription order will undoubtedly have severe effects on the claimant and many others. The exercise of the power in respect of a group such as Palestine Action may also have wider consequences for the way the public understands the concept of terrorism and for public confidence in the regime of the 2000 Act. It is not, however, the court's function to comment on the wisdom of the use of the power in the case." Friday's hearing comes after an estimated £7 million worth of damage was caused to two Voyager planes at RAF Brize Norton on June 20th in an action claimed by Palestine Action. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper announced plans to prescribe Palestine Action on June 23rd, stating that the vandalism of the two planes was disgraceful and that the group had a long history of unacceptable criminal damage. Justice Chamberlain said that an assessment on whether to ban the group had been made as early as March and preceded the incident at RAF Brize Norton. The group has accused Labour of complicity in what it says are Israeli war crimes in its ongoing bombardment of Gaza. Israel has repeatedly denied committing genocide in its war in Gaza, which began after Palestinian militant group Hamas attacked Israel on October 7, 2023. Amouri's lawyer Raza Hussein said the prescription marked the first time Britain had sought to ban a group carrying out such direct action, describing it as an ill-considered, discriminatory, authoritarian abuse of statutory power. Speaking outside the Royal Courts of Justice, Israeli activist Yayan Khan said, "We will remember July 4th, a year since Keir Starmer was elected. This is Fascism Day. This is the day when Britain actually became a fascist state. I will never be silent because Gaza is being exterminated by Nazis. Hitler, who exterminated some members of my family, did it by law, and Britain is using the law. They are doing that so Israel can carry on and exterminate and annihilate every Palestinian. They have already exterminated 500,000 Palestinians in Gaza alone. This is a dark day in history. Now Britain has become officially complicit and is participating in the Israeli Holocaust in Gaza. It comes as at least 20 Palestinians were killed on Friday in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza, according to local health officials. As President Donald Trump said, he expected Hamas to respond to his final proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza in the next 24 hours. Health officials at the Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, southern Gaza, said the Israeli military had carried out an airstrike on a tent encampment west of the city around 2 a.m., killing 15 Palestinians displaced by nearly 2 years of war. 5 were killed in northern Jabalia, medics said. The Israeli military had no immediate comment. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.